database world. In database world, everything is like data. It starts with data. So think about if you are sitting in a classroom, student, room, chair, computer, tables, books, those are data. The make, the model, the year, the price, the type, the size, color, all those are data. You take this data and then you convert into information. As soon as you convert into information, data becomes more meaningful. Maybe you can create a graph, maybe you can create a charts, maybe you can create tables. So it's more meaningful. People can easily understand the data. Once data become information, it gives me much more understanding, we call knowledge. And once you have knowledge, people make decisions, which we call action. At the end of the day, you need to make action. Think about it. If you are driving car, bumper to bumper, while you're going to Chicago, if your GPS shows red color, instantly you know that you're going to be late. Yes or no? There is no need to discuss about it. GPS gives you color, and that color gives you signal that now you're going to be late. That orange color means you will be late by maybe 10-15 minutes. But if it's a red, dark red, maybe you will be late by 30 minutes. And that knowledge will help you to make a call to your recipient and you can say, hey, I will be late tonight because I'm in bumper to bumper traffic. But if you do not have any idea, you don't have a GPS, then you have no idea where you will be stuck, right? So data analysis perspective, the first and foremost is to translate the data into information. So last week we talked about all those things, and then we also discussed about how do we organize data into small table. And when you create a table, each table has entity. Each table is entity. An entity is known as objects or table. So entity can be student, entity can be instructor, entity can be book. Entity means person, place, or thing. Person, place, or thing. So example, this remote can be entity, mouse can be entity, myself as an instructor can be entity. Entity means a person, a place, or thing. Book can be entity, car can be entity, movie can be entity. Now, once I identify movie, that's my table, then I identify how do I decorate the movie, what informations I need for movie. So I create a structure. And the structure will be movie has an ID, movie has a name, movie has a title, movie has a price, movie has a year. You decorate that. Just like you have a structure called car. So if your car as an entity, how you describe car? So car has a VIN, car has a color, car has a price, car has a year, car has a make, model. Makes sense or no? Same thing if I have book. Book has an ID, book has a title, book has an author, book has a price, book has a pages. So we discuss about it. Last week we were mostly doing logical diagram. And we talk about two things. When you start anything, it's always a good idea to draw diagram. Because when you draw diagram, it will be quite easy to make a change, right? So some of you have done ER diagram. One request, I saw majority of you are correct, but when you write address, you have to break it down. Address 1, city, state, and zip. Because if you organize in a proper format, you can gain information out of it. So example, if I just write address in one line, people can write address in many ways, and you will not learn it. But if you can say zip code is a separate column, state is a separate column, city is a separate column, then I can do research. How many people are coming from Shabmur? How many people are coming from this state? I can do all analysis. But if I put everything in one address, I won't be able to analyze. You guys agree or not?
Should we create a separate table?
No, columns. Columns. You have to create a column. So you should not create a column called address, but you should create a 4-5 columns. Address 1, city, state, and zip code. Make sense or not? Many of you created a column called name. I would not create a name. I would create a column first name, last name, because you can group them. You can search them based on first name, based on last name. If you just say name, Is it first name first or last name first? And it will create a confusion. Do you agree or not? So if you create a column discrete where things become easy. So first name is a first name and last name is a last name. Do you agree or not? Which will help us to do grouping, searching, formatting. And that is the reason when we do tonight exercise, we are going to do physical diagram. So last week we talked about 3 types of diagram. One is the concept. Concept means like this, you're drawing it. Then you use a software to create ER diagram. ER diagram is nothing but logical diagram. And tonight is the actual class where we are learning Oracle. Last week we were discussing about high-level logical concept. And then we talk about 2 things, forward engineering and reverse engineering. So forward engineering means what? What is forward engineering means? Logical to physical. So we'll talk about it. So if you think about that, if I have diagrams here, please understand. And from this diagram, if I create a SQL command, so using this diagram, if I create SQL command, then it's called forward engineering. And if I do reverse, if I do complete reverse, from SQL to model, then it is called reverse engineering. So reverse engineering means from SQL to model, and forward engineering means from model you're creating SQL code. Last week we covered about it, right? And we had a very good exercise. I thought we were all clear. Concept was very clear. Am I right? Most of you did a homework, so first of all, thank you. Those who are doing homework, I can give you written guarantee. You will understand the concept. The person who doesn't do homework may not understand. Please follow me. Create Oracle SQL Live account. If you do not have, create it. Oracle SQL Live. Create Oracle SQL Live. If you do not have it, you create it. If you have it, you don't have to create it. Just log in. Okay. Now, when you do Oracle SQL Live, you will get the first link. Make sure you follow me, because if you're behind, then you may lose whole day, because the entire exercise is about this, right? Oracle SQL Live. Now you click on this link, first link. Okay, click on the first link. Make sense? Now when you're doing this exercise, click on this link. Okay. Help your neighbor in case they are struggling, right? It's important that you help so we can move forward, because we want to make sure we do the command, right? Oracle Live SQL. Now, when you click on here, you will have a link which is called sign in. Click on sign in. Okay. Those who do not have an account, you can click on sign in. Now, when you click on sign in, it is possible those who have account, they can log in. So there will be a button here. Please follow me. There will be a button here, username and password. But those who do not have an account, there is a button here called create a new account. So click on the button here, create a new account. New account. So those who do not have an account, create a new account. There should be a link here at the bottom, right? And when you do so, it will ask you a bunch of informations. Make sure you enter your email address correctly. Your first name, last name, whatever you write doesn't matter. If they ask company, just say test. If they ask title, just say student. Right? Finish that and you will get an email. Once you get an email, please validate that email and then you will log in. Okay? Enter your personal information, first name, last name. Make sure you use email correctly. These email, they will use and send you a link. So use that link and activate your account. Good news, this is free account. Lifetime, this account will work. So you will enjoy this account. Those who have already account, you can just log in, because you have already an account. In that case, you enter your username and your password and you will be logged in. Title student. If you don't know the company name, just say test. Finish it and you will get an email notifications. Once you get an email notification, go to your email and activate your account. You have to activate your link. Once you activate the link, then you should be able to log in. Okay. Good. Give me thumbs up if you already have an account and if you are complete. Good job. So I think we have 40-50% students have account. Anila, good. Okay. So majority students have account here. Awesome. Okay. Test, and create an account. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping the online students also will have an account. I'll give a minute so you all can complete the account because this is very important skill. You will learn along with me. So once you have an account, we can do the exercise. Our total exercise will go around 2.5 hours, but you will learn something which is life learning type of skill. Means you can apply this to entire life because this command which you are learning is been in industry for 30+ years. And it's not changed at all. These commands are working just like this. And people ask in interview, do you know this thing? And it's essential skill, very easy to use. Make sure you have this account and you can practice it. Let's say you got an email. You activate the email account. Once you activate the email account, make sure you search again Oracle Live SQL. So those who have account or those who just created account, again, you can search Oracle Live SQL. And then you click on this. You click on this, right? And when you click on this, it will take you the screen where you will be signing with your email address and password which you just created, right? And when you click on sign in, you should be able to sign. And when you sign, you will see Hamburger type of icon, Hamburger type of icon. Click on this. Make sure you see always on the screen, okay? Because it's human nature. When I'm explaining, you are not paying attention. You may not be able to follow. So the Hamburger screen, which you see here, if you click on that, it will expand. So if you click on the Hamburger menu, it will expand and you will see SQL worksheets. So click on it. And if you are able to see that, just say ta-da. So you're all set. If you are able to see here, you're all set. Specific. So we are done. So, we're done.
Can you repeat that please again? I created an account.
Okay. Speak your name. What's your name?
My name is Murthy. I am a guest today.
Oh yeah, good. Murthy. So you create an account, right? Search Oracle SQL Live.
Yeah, all that I did, I created an account. I got an email.
Did you activate that?
I activated it. Now I am on the Oracle page.
Oh, no. First search again. You have to search again. Oracle SQL Live. Search again. Oracle SQL Live.
Okay.
And then you will get this link again.
Oh. Then login.
Then log in.
Okay.
Right? So far, so good?
I am doing it, yeah.
Okay. Good. You guys are good? Yes. Now, at this moment, while you're logging, you will see Hamburger menu. Make sure you understand. You have to click on the Hamburger menu, and then you will click on SQL worksheets. So this is the place where we are going to do all our commands. Okay. Okay. So once I click on SQL worksheets, my screen will change and I will see little bit editor type of thing. I will see editor like this. So I can see my editor is here. Make sense? Yes. I can see my editor here. Okay. Now, if you are getting this X, just click on X so you will get a more space. Just click on X. If you are getting this X, just click it, so it will give a space. So can I count now? Everyone is here.
I have a problem. My session has expired and keeps saying the same thing.
You have to close the browser. You have to close all browsers and try again.
I tried again.
Okay, now I logged in. The website says there will be a brief outage tonight.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's what I was. Muthi, are you able to see my screen, right? I was saying that close that X, just X that.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you see my screen because I was drawing and making the same thing. Just click on the X. There's
Okay.
an X, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I need attention. If you have account, great. If you don't have account, maybe you can work with your neighbor. Don't fight because we give enough time. I've been emailing to almost every day. I create an account. We don't want to take too much time on just creating an account. I'm recording the sessions. After the class, I'll give you the recording so you can practice also. So now, please understand. Creating an account and all you can do during a break also. You can ask your neighbor later on. But right now, let's understand the concept. First thing first, I need full attention, but there's great trouble, stop it. Just focus here because otherwise you will learn, stop. You will not be able to understand the command. Okay. I have created a forum here. Please, I need everyone attention. I have created a forum. That forum, I'm going to give you a link. This forum has a wonderful information I prepared for you. Right now, stop everything and focus here, please. Because if your mind is not focusing here, you will not be able to understand this thing. Because first few minutes is very important. Okay. First few minutes, I really want you to attention. Those who are not able to create an account right now, I would not fight. Just watch. SQL command is one of the essential skill for database guy, QA guy, business guy, developer guys, everyone. So I have created this forum. In this forum, I kind of answer basic questions which you should know. So first of all, normally in interview, people ask what is SQL. So it is called structure query language. This started in 1987, and trust me, it's still working exactly like this. There is no change. It means it's so popular. It's been working for many years. Almost every company where you are going to work, they are going to use it. The query means question. Query means question. And language means it requires grammar also. And that's why they call structure. So it's a structured query language. So you have to write in a proper format. Very proper format. Those who are not using computer or those who are not knowing how to type, you cannot really type English well, right? So every sentence you will have grammatical error. Same thing, if you are going to database, you do need to write a command with the grammar. If the grammar is correct, the command is correct, it will work. So what we are trying to do, please pay attention. You have database. And in database, first thing we'll do, please pay attention. We'll create a table. And then for that, we need to write a command, create table command. I'll walk you through. So create a table. When I create a table, it will be just a structure. It will have a table name and columns. Table name and columns. It won't have records. You guys agree or not? If you remember last week, we did an ER diagram. We were creating a table and then primary key and then columns. But we were not doing records. Do you guys agree? So first we need to create a table. Once we create a table, the table will be somewhere in the database. Our database in a cloud. So if you close your browser, things will disappear. Make sense? If you close your browser, things will disappear because cloud does not remember you. Makes sense? Because you are using free account. Once we create table, the second command we'll do is insert. Insert command will help me to add records. So we're going to add record here. We're going to add multiple records. So first of all, because I need to create data. So in order to create data, first I need to create a table. Speak with me, table. And then I need to insert record. So what I have done here, I have defined all those things here. We are going to learn overall 4 commands tonight. How many commands? 4. The first command is to create table. So we're going to create table. And then we will do insert record. So we're going to insert record. So when I create table, table is nothing but columns. Yes or no? And then once we create table, using insert command, we're going to create multiple rows. We're going to enter data here. So now my table has column. Column is the first row. This one is the column. First one is the column, and rest of the things will be rows. Make sense? So column and rows. Speak with me. Column and rows. Once we do that, we are going to do retrieve. And retrieve is a very powerful command. Majority time in interview, people ask select command. Retrieve means select command. Select means I want to find particular row or particular value. I want to find that. So how do I find from my table? We're going to learn about it. Make sense? Example. I'm calling AT&T. My internet is not working. What would be the first question they're going to ask?
Account number.
Account number. So using account number, they're actually finding you. Yes or no? How they're finding? You're going to learn. Make sense? If you go to Firestone and they say, I want to repair my car, the first question they will ask you, your phone number. So using phone number, they will find you. If you go to library and you say, hey, I returned the book, but you have not given me credit. What they're going to ask? Library card. So how they do it, we are going to learn about it. Sounds good? So now inside, please pay attention. Don't do other thing right now. If you do additional activity, might slow down you. Just relax. I'm going to cover many times. Make sure you see here. There are certain rules I want you to understand. Everything I have given you in a forum, because those who are registered student, you have access to that. If not, I'll show you how to get the access. So don't panic. I'm going to explain everything. First of all, SQL commands itself is not a case sensitive. Means if you write uppercase, lowercase, not a problem. Make sense? Uppercase, lowercase, not a problem. Second thing, if I use 2 dash, it's called comment. Speak with me. Comment. So if you write dash dash, it's a comment. Mean that line computer will not understand. It will ignore that line. How many dash? 2 dash. Without space. Dash dash. That line is a comment. Means computer will not understand. So far so good. Say yes. Good. Every command at the end you will have a semicolon. It means end of the line. Every command will have a semicolon. Make sense or no? Now, for spelling or character, when you write a name, like example, I write name, then I use single quotation and I write Tom. If I have spelling, like example Tom, or example, if I want, let's say Chicago, if I write that, I write in a single quotation. So spelling or character, single quotation. Spelling or character, single quotation. So if you have email, what would you use?
Single quotation.
If your city name,
Single
country name,
single quotation.
and hobby name, right? Clear? Now, when you write in single quotation, this is very important. When you write a single quotation T capital Tom is different than T lowercase Tom. The value which you enter, it is a case sensitive. The value you enter is a case sensitive. So Tom lowercase and Tom uppercase, they are 2 different values. They are not identical. Make sense or not? So I will show you how to address that. So when you enter value, these are values. Single quotation is a value. Command is not a case sensitive. Command you can write uppercase, lowercase. But if you write Tom lowercase or uppercase, these values are different. Those values are case sensitive. The way you enter, the way you retrieve. The way you enter, the way you retrieve. So far, so good. And the last but not least, if it's a numeric, like example ID1, example, my salary is, let's say, $12. In that case, I will not use single quotation. So numeric value, I will not use single quotation. Make sense? So for date, for spelling, for characters, I'll always use single quotations. Clear? So first thing, SQL commands are not case sensitive. Dash dash means comment. Dash dash means comment. SQL command ends with semicolon. Clear? Spellings are always in single quotation. And numeric value does not require single quotation. Okay. Make sure you understand this. More you pay attention, easier it will become. I can tell you how important this is. Because in your interview, 7 to 9 questions you will be asked, 2 questions will come from database. And you don't have to do too much because everything I have created is a forum. Just make sure you understand those concepts because those things will avoid error tonight. If you don't understand those main basic things, then error will be high. It means you will be behind and everyone will be following ahead. And then you will say, man, I'm not understanding. The reason you are not understanding because you are not following those steps correctly. Because when you learn, there's a techniques we need to learn. Make sense or no? The second thing, any question with this red color? Make sense or no?
By comment number 2, commenting it out, right? Like
Yes.
not reading it out.
Yes, dash dash. Yeah. Now, we'll start with a command, but when you write a command, these are only 4 commands you need to learn in order to be basic database guy. So first, select command. Select command is for read, find, or search. Select command is for read, find, or search. Speak with me. Read, find, or search. I can give you guarantee, 100% guarantee in your interview, they only ask select command. Select command, because if you are a QA, if you're a database guy, if you're a BA guy, if you're a programmer, select command is very powerful because you want to retrieve the data. Make sense? You want to find the data. So select command, they will definitely ask. So we'll focus on that. Insert command is for add. So if you want to add something, you do insert. If you want to update, edit, change, or modify, you do update. And if you want to remove something, you do delete. Now there are 15 to 20 commands you need to know in and out. But tonight we'll focus on 4 or 5 commands only. Next week we'll focus on another 4 or 5 commands. Overall, in 3 weeks, we're going to learn 15 to 20 commands. Trust me, I'll take you higher level and deeper level as I see your muscles are building. I can teach a lot more things today itself, but then what will happen? It may be overflow. So we want to make sure we slowly and gradually learn this concept. Sounds good? Right? Now, the most important thing, how to create table. So if you want to create table, please pay attention. We're going to create in 2 minutes, okay? So if I want to create table, the command is very simple. Command is create table and table name. This name can be any name. Remember, last week we talked about UML. The table name will be car. So this is the table name. So that's why we use car. If table name is student, I would have used student. If table name is book, I would have used book. Yes or no? So create table name. So table name can be student, can be equipment, can be product, can be store, can be doctor, can be patients, can be insurance, can be company. Then it has a what you call parenthesis. You guys agree? And then there is a semicolon. Make sense? This entire thing is a one command. But first you start with create table name. Speak with me. Create table name. And then your parenthesis start, parenthesis end. Then you're writing a column name. So here column name. Then you're writing data type. Data type means simple thing. Is it a numeric value? Is it a spelling value? Or is it a date value? So example, win number, if I want to say numeric value, like 111, then I use integer. But if I have a spelling color, red, green, if it is a spelling, then I use varchar. We talk about varchar. Varchar means nothing but box. If I say 30, means I can write maximum 30 characters. But if I write less, it will automatically adjust it. So if you want bigger, then you can increase this number to bigger. First column name is win, and second column name is color, and third column is price. And between this column, you can see there is a comma. Makes sense or not? So far so good. Now numeric 7 comma 2 means you are saying that you will have first two, last two means after decimal, you will have 2 digits. And this 7 means total 7. So 2 digit already you have taken. So 5 digit will be before the dash. Makes sense on? So if you say 7, then total will be 7. Here you said 2, so 2 means after decimal, and the rest of the 5 will be before the decimal. Makes sense. Any questions so far? Don't worry about this line. I'm going to cover that in a few minutes. So let's get started. Follow me step by step. You just need to type carefully, okay? So I'm assuming you are here. Now, when you are here, what we're going to do here, we're going to write a command here. So let's start. So we'll say create table. Let's say we say student, because you are very comfortable. Create table student. Make sure you write spelling correctly. Create table student. Create table student. Good. After that, press enter and do parenthesis and close parenthesis and semicolon, like that. Create table student. This is your student, is your table name. Then your parenthesis start, parenthesis, and then semicolon. Make sure you relax and type correctly. Create table student, parenthesis start, parenthesis end, and semicolon. So far so good. Now inside the student, let's say I say ID, that's my column name, and then I'll say integer, and I'll say it's a primary key, and comma. So I say ID, integer, and primary key. So ID is my column name. Please understand, ID is my column name, and I'm saying this is my column name. Integer means I'm saying I'm going to enter numeric value 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So I'm using integer. And primary key means I will not allow duplication. I will not allow duplication because each and every student will have only one and one number, right? So ID, column name, integer is a data type, and primary key means it has to be unique and cannot be duplicated. And after that, I'm doing comma. So far, so good. Makes sense or not? Remember, we are learning commands. The more you pay attention, easier it will become. Because after a couple of hours, you will have a similar experience. A person has 10 years of experience. So if you understand proper way, then immediately you can say I have few hours of experience. Even though in 2 hours or 3 hours, you will feel that confident. So remember one thing: first is the column name, second is the data type, and then you are specifying primary key, right? Don't forget the comma. Comma means you are doing separation of the second column. Now the second column, I'll say first. First is the first name. Then data type is varchar 30, and I'll say not null. Not null means required, and comma. So I say, you know what? My second column after this comma, I have second column first, and varchar 30 means maximum spelling I can write is 30. So if I write talk, it will only use 3 characters. But if I write Kevin, it will use 4 characters. But maximum I can write 30. And because I say not null, it becomes required. You must enter it.
So varchar is only numeric or alphanumeric?
No. Varchar means spelling. It does include everything.
Okay.
Alphanumeric. As soon as you use A, B or something, then it is we call character spelling. So that's a varchar. Right? Integer means pure number. There is no spelling at all. Right? So far so good. If you are able to write the last column, like here I have 2 columns, 1 and 2. If there is no additional column, then you don't need this comma. If there is no additional column, then there is no need for comma. So I'm going to remove that. Make sense? Now, I just want to create this table. So first of all, what is table name?
Student.
And what are the columns we have? ID and first name. ID has a data type integer and it is a primary key. And first as a varchar and not null means it's a required. So far so good. And then there is no comma for the last line. So
Excuse
now
me, question please. Did you say not null means required to write 30 words or not?
required means required, right? Required means you have to enter, right? Required is different thing, right? Required means you must enter, right? In a some form you see star, right? Yes or no? Some form you see red color star, right? Red color star means it's required. Third,
Yeah, what I'm saying is, are you
means
saying it is
maximum.
required to write 30 words? Because you put 30 by varchar.
No, that is a size. Don't mix two things. This is a size. Size means maximum you can do 30. Not null means you cannot leave empty. Not null means you cannot leave empty. This one decides the maximum size you can do 30. You're understanding? Not null means required, means you cannot leave empty. 30 means you can only enter maximum 30 characters. There are two different things. Don't mix together. Not null means required, you cannot leave empty. And 30 means you can enter maximum 30 characters. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tushar, so not null means suppose the database is missing someone's first name, it should not take it, like it's somebody is missing.
Please use terminology correctly. Terminology correctly. If you use this type of terminology, it is very important. What is this one? It is what is this one? So there is no word database. Table. Table does not allow you to even input anything if you don't enter this value. You must enter. Table is part of the database. So you are only talking to table. And not null means you must enter in order to enter the record. So you are not even allowed to enter the record. If you don't have a value, you cannot enter the value. Means you cannot enter the record. I'll show you.
Got it.
Bear with me for a few minutes. Make sense? So now
Yes.
please see here. Highlight this thing. Entire thing highlight. Everyone, please highlight. So highlight everything like this. Please, please, please highlight this thing. This is entire thing is one command. I write this command into multiple lines so it's more readable and you can avoid the mistakes. So you can see how comma, I have everything, semicolon. I write in multiple lines so it's more readable. It's always a good idea to write in multiple lines so it's more readable. Highlight only that command. Each command is independent, so highlight it. And on the right side, your run button, click the run button. If say successful means you write command correctly. Now it would say congratulations. So if you click on run, it will say table created. And if you see table created, I would say congratulations for your first table creations. Give me thumbs up if you are able to create it. Awesome. And if you are not able to create, you should see why you are not. You fix it and then run again. Because this command only works if it is right. So we have create table name. We have parenthesis, and semicolon. We have column, data type, primary key, and then we have comma. We have second column, data type, not null. I need to highlight entire command. I highlight entire command and I run. So when I run it, table created. And when a table created means now this table exists in the database. Table exists in the database. Good?
Where we can see.
Sorry? It's already, I will show you. It's already in a cloud. It's already in a cloud. It's there. But you cannot just like see that. Okay? First of all, Badres, it's okay to see here right now because you're struggling right now. Just see here. You will understand that. Next exercise, I'm going to do 4 exercises. How many? 4 exercises. If you are not understanding first, then you will have trouble in second. It's okay not to do lab right now, but it's not okay if you are not paying attention. Okay? Make sure you pay attention because each and every word I'm explaining here, the more you understand, easier it will become. So I just ran the command. Table is created somewhere in an Oracle. I don't know where. The best way to know is enter record. So now I created a structure. Please pay attention. I created a structure and the structure name is student. Do you guys agree? Yes. And how many columns we have? ID and name, first name, right? Now I'm going to enter record. And if I want to enter record, I'm going to use command called insert. Make sense? So let's do it. Don't touch this command, press enter like that. Now you're going to write command insert. You're going to write command insert. Make sure you understand how to type because it's a grammar. Insert, that's the command. But then you need to say where you're inserting. So we'll say insert into which table? Student. So you can say insert into student. Insert into student because this table you have created. If you have created this table, then and then you can insert. So if this command did not work, you cannot move forward. Make sense? Everything is sequential. So this command has to work and then you do insert. So this table only create if the previous command worked. So insert into student. So far so good. Then you're going to say space values and in parentheses you're going to say first student and single quotation say the student name is Tom and semicolon. So what you are saying here, you are saying, hey, I want to insert into this table student. The first value I'm going to insert to ID and the second value I'm going to insert to the first name. And that is a single quotation because it's a spelling. Numeric value is just 1 and between that there is a comma and parenthesis and semicolon. So insert into, I say student, insert into student, values, and in parenthesis I say 1 and Tom. Why am I giving 2? Because I have only 2 columns. If I have 3 columns, I would have added 3 values. If I have 4 columns, I would have added 4 values. And the values are in order. So first value is ID because this is the first column. The second value is the first name because that's the second column. Make sense? Crystal clear? Yes. If that is the correct, highlight this command. Highlight one command at a time. Highlight. Highlight. And then click on run. Click on run. If it's a record inserted, say ta-da! Make sense? Means congratulations if you know how typing. If you are having problem, fix it. Whatever table you are writing here, you are using this. Because you are 2 columns, you are entering 2 values. This is the var chart. So because you are doing spelling, because it's integer, I'm doing that. You highlight this command. You highlight this command and you click on run. And when you run, it should say 1 record inserted. And if you are able to do, I would say congratulations. You know now how to insert 1 record. Pretty easy. You didn't work?
Name already exists.
It means
name is already used by the existing software.
it means are you running this command? You are not highlighting that. You are running. You have to highlight that command. You have to highlight only the new command. You only highlight this command and run. Okay. It seems like you're highlighting other command and running.
So,
Make sure you highlight and run this command only. Yes.
Oh, a quick question. And while creating the table, we don't have to mention about the number of rows, right?
Of course not, because that's a structure. Structure. You're following me, Wakash? You need to highlight it.
Yeah.
No.
This I followed. Now my question is, we created 2 columns, and number of rows we don't have to specify.
No, you don't have to specify.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. What's the error?
Unique constraint.
Yeah, it means you ran 2 times. You are done. Good. You're good. You already ran 2 times. Okay.
Hey, Tushar.
Yeah. Yes.
Here I say that the first name is Tom, we inserted, and ID we said 1. It could be some other number as well.
Yes.
Instead of 1 in a real world,
Mhm.
could be some 4-5 digit number instead
I
of
will
1.
help you. I'll help you. What's the question?
I say that here the ID is 1 and the name is Tom. But suppose we have like lot of records, we're
I
gonna
will
have
help
to
you.
type
I'll
it.
help you first. Right now, we are learning a baby step, right? First of all,
Okay,
any issue with this command?
no, it worked for me.
So let's right now, let's not go like 10 steps, because otherwise people will be loose, right? People will not follow you. So I'll cover that. If you have multiple records, how to insert, I'll cover. But please, let's be context. Context in the sense of this command right now you run, right? Yes or no? Now rerun again and you will get an error.
It has to be highlighted, right?
Yeah, you have to highlight that particular command like that, and you run and you will get an error, red color error. Read the error. What is the error says?
Constraint.
Unique constraint. Because it's a primary key, you already inserted one. Can you insert again one? No. Primary key does not allow duplication. So you get error, and that's normal, right? So if you specify primary key, does it allow duplicate data? No. So this is called constraint. What do we call? Constraint. Constraint means if you say primary key, guarantee, lifetime, there is no way duplicate data exists. If you have member ID in library, that same member ID no one will have. If your bank account number, that account number no one will have. Because in the database table, you're saying it's a primary key. Make sense or no? Makes sense. But what if I do change it to 2 here? Please do so. And if I do cave in here, if I highlight this command now and if I run, will it work? Absolutely. Yes. Right? So you can see that after creating this table, make sure you understand, after creating this table, I can insert as many rows I want. There is no limit. There is no limit. As many rows I can insert. I can insert, if I'm a JP Morgan, and if I insert my customer, maybe hundreds of millions. Make sense? So it is normal. Like example, Netflix, when they create a customer, they may have like 500 million customers. So you can insert billions and billions. Make sense or no? Now we inserted, but I want to see that. Where did it store? So for that, there will be a third command. We are doing baby steps. So relax. I have a lot to cover. So first of all, if I want to read something, what is the command? Select. Space. You write column name ID, comma, first. So ID, comma, first. These are my column name. But this column comes from where? From student. And if you highlight and run now, you will see all the tables and all the records which you inserted. So if you highlight now, you will see nicely. You will see when you do ID, ID is the first, and first is showing up here. So you can see right now, both columns will be visible to you. If you are able to see that, give me thumbs up. Select command is using read, so you're reading the data. ID is ID, and first, based on the positions you are seeing, and this is your table name. Make sure your table name spelling is correct. Make sure the column is correct, because this column is exactly coming from this one, right? Because this column which you created here has to be exact match. If it is not matching, you will get an error, right? Between two columns, I did comma. Select is for read. So if I highlight and run, I should see the result.
Question. The result is Kevin first and Tom second. Why? Why didn't give?
Yeah, because in the cloud, it is stored in a different machine. So it will not show the way you enter. I'll show you how to bring the data in a proper order. I'll show you. But because cloud, it's not guaranteed because there are so many machines are there. So sometimes one here, two me here. And when you get the data, order may not be the way you enter. I'll show you how to fix that part. But if you are able to see this result, you know how select command works. You know how ID and first name column works. And you know also how to get the data from student. I would personally say that if you are knowing how to run command, you will see the result. Result is coming, Vakas, now. It's okay to little smile, Yes, right? This is what you're just doing. What you're just like doing it is the first time you're doing. Rather than asking question, I want you to first follow this thing because I'll answer all your questions. I want you to follow this. So we're going to do all exercise again. Okay. Don't ask too many questions right now. I want you to baby step crawl it first, because too many questions without command is not going to help us, right? I want you to have command first. Make sure you understand the mechanics of that. Then I'll answer all of your questions. So hold your question for a few minutes. Let's start again. We are creating a new table. Everyone follow me, okay? So please follow me. I'm going to create a new table. Please follow. Create table, create table, create table, car. Create table, car, parenthesis start, and parenthesis end, and semicolon. Make sure you type correctly. Create table car. This is my table name. There is a parenthesis start, there is a parenthesis end, and then semicolon. Everyone is clear here? Create table. Table name is car. Create table car. Remember, more you pay attention, easier it will become. Create table car. Parenthesis start, parenthesis end, and semicolon. Now I'm going to add 3 columns here. I'm going to add 3 columns. So let's get started. So first column is, I'll say win, and that is my integer, and there is a primary key. Means I cannot have duplicate. Then there is a comma. So first column, win, integer, primary key, and there is a comma. Only thing I'm expecting you to type. So win, integer means numeric value, primary key, and comma. Right? Now the second column, I'll say make varchar 30 not null. Means you must enter, comma. Means I'll say make means Chrysler, GM, Toyota, Honda, like that. Varchar 30. I'm creating a table right now, like this. I'm creating a structure without records. So I'm creating a structure. First column is going to be win. Second column will be make. And third column will be, let's say, price. So we're going to do price. Okay. So right now I'm going to add price. In that case, I'll say numeric, I'll use 7, 2. And I'll say not null. Because it's my last column, I'm not going to do semicolon. I'm not going to do semicolon. I'm not going to do semicolon. So please understand, easy things. So create table car. So car is my table name. I have 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3. Each column is separated by comma. Each one has a data type, and this one is a size. Not null means required, means you have to enter some value, and you have to enter some price also. You cannot leave it blank, right? After you complete this thing, make sure there is no error. Double check couple of times, and you only highlight this command. Only this command. You highlight only this command, and you click on run. And if table is created, say ta-da! If highlight only this command, and if you run, if table is created, then you did amazing job. Be proud for that, right? Because the easiest form is you are creating table, you're doing parenthesis start and end, you're doing win, and then you're writing command, and you're using comma. Your comma, the column second, and then comma. So you can follow that. Many times what happens, people type command with a spelling mistake or comma mistake or parenthesis mistake, and that is the reason I'm writing in a multiple line. I'm highlighting it. Check your commands, highlight it and run it, and it should say table created. Right? Good. See, it's not that hard. Remember one thing, this is an easy thing to create table. As you go further, this has become a lot easier, trust me, because you're doing first time. We're going to do 20, 30 times this thing. Okay, it's not one time we're going to do. Yes.
A little familiarity. So number 3, the price numeric. And then we had 7, 2. So those are, what are they identifying? 7 and.
I thought a few minutes back we discussed, right?
I understood the third study because that is.
No, we discussed a few minutes back. Remember, you tell me. I discussed that after decimal.
Is it a number?
Yeah.
Of it, right? So it's 7, I'm just getting more, 7 and that comma 2
Mhm.
is the location of it.
Remember we discussed about who's going to answer this question?
Decimal.
7.
Yeah, after and before, right? So 2 means after decimal 2 and before 5.
5.
Oh, and for varchar is 30, so 30 characters. For numeric, we will write before the comma is 7 or 10, could be 100 if we want to add 100 million or whatever. Okay, clear. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so right now, please follow me. Table is created. Now I want to do insert record. So if I want to do insert record, what's the command?
Insert.
Insert. So let's get started. Insert into, what is the table name? Car. Then values. The first value is, let's say my car VIN number is 111. My make is GM. And then my price is, let's say, 9,050 cents. Semicolon. You highlight and you run, and it will insert one record. You can see there I have 3 columns, and based on the order, I entered the value. This is numeric, so I enter numeric, it's integer. This is varchar, so single quotation, and this is a numeric, so I have decimal value. I highlighted this command and I inserted, and when I insert, it works. Because I have 3 columns, I entered 3 values. See if it works for you, right? See, it's not hard at all. If you follow the simple formula, see, typing command is require a little bit attention, but once you get it, lifetime you will have it. Problem?
No, actually, no.
It's working. Awesome, awesome. Now, if I run
One
this command again,
question, please.
yes, go ahead.
I thought you said everything has to be 7, but the numbers are not 7.
I think you are not following me. I'm telling you very nicely here. Check it out. See, what is that? This 2 means
After decimal.
after decimal. Do I have after decimal 2 values? Say yes or no.
Yes, yes.
And what did I say? You can have 5 different
5.
number. How many values I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there will be 0 will be on top. So this total is 7. 5 before decimal, 5 before decimal, and 2 after decimal. Now ask yourself question. What is 7 means? What is 7 means?
The total.
Number. 2 here, 5 here. So 2 plus 5 will be 7. Yes or no? So that is the 7. And this 2 means after decimal. So this number, maximum number here, I can add a 5 digits. Maximum number I can add a 5 digits. Because 2 digits I already took here, and 5 I can write. So what's the confusion here? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Now, if I run again, will it work? No. So now let's do this. I'm going to change this thing to 2. VIN number different, and instead of GM, I'll say Toyota. And then let's say I kind of say this is 19,000. And if I run it, it will work. Yes or no? And then run select command, select start from car, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, select VIN, make, price from car, and see if you are able to see all the data which you just inserted. And you will be able to see all your 2 records, whatever you inserted, you will see those records here. So you can insert multiple records by highlighting this command, and then you run select and then pick columns, and using columns you can run, and you run this command and you will see the result. Select command is for read. Insert command is for add. Make sense? So your select means you're reading, and you're asking this column I want to see in this order. Good news, you can change the order also. So right now I say VIN, make, price, because that is what it was I created. But if I say no, I don't want make, I want like a VIN and price. So I can say select win comma price from car, and that will work also. And that gives you flexibility. Database gives you tremendous flexibility. So you can see here, anything you do here, anything you do here, anything you do here, you can order the column the way you want. You can order the column you want. Make sense or not? Like example, if you want to make price first and win second, you can do so. Database is so flexible. Make sense? So example, if you say, you know what, I want to do this way, select make price from car, you can do so. You highlight and you run, and it will work. This is the beautiful part about database because it's so flexible. You can change the column order, you can change the column sequence, and it will work. Select command helps you to pick the way you want column, as long as column names are same. Make sense? Questions so far? Good.
So here we created the data and then we ran it.
Yes.
Maybe most of the time we may have a ready-made tables already done. Data is there.
If somebody
Is it-
give you that, yes.
Like suppose we are working, I'm working in a company where we have business analysts. They run these reports and they give us the data whenever we ask them, or operation analyzed. So they may not be, they might be just doing the select command because
Right.
the data is already there.
Right.
And they create the report and give it to us.
Right. Right. That's why select command is very powerful. Okay. So far, are you guys able to see the result or no?
Yes.
Any question which is concerning, hey, I'm not still able to run, or I'm not able to understand this command, anything bothering, anything questions perspective? So far, everyone's doing good. Okay. So now I want to do this thing a little bit better and go for more. So let's third exercise, just to make sure you are comfortable. Yes or no? So let's do third exercise. So this is a new table. In case if your first exercise did not work, second exercise did not work, you are going to do third exercise. Let's do it. So let's do create table book, parenthesis start, enter, and semicolon. So I always do this way: create table book, parenthesis start, parenthesis end, and semicolon. Make sense? And inside that, like I say, book has ISBN number, and let's say I say this is a integer, and this is a primary key. Now book has a title, and that is a varchar 30. You can use 20, you can use 30, maximum size. So if I say 40 also, no problem. Not null. Book will have author, varchar 30, not null. Book will have price, numeric 7, 2. I can use 8, 2, right? And it is also required, not null. After doing that, now it will be a lot easier for you because you have done quite a lot, and things become easier as you do multiple times. Make sure you highlight it and run it. Here we are creating book, and we are creating a 4 column: ISBN, title, author, and price. The command which I wrote can be written in capital, lowercase, or mixed case, and it is not a problem because commands are case insensitive. So no problem.
Question.
Go ahead.
This integer, varchar, and numeric comes under which category?
Data type.
Data.
Data type. We covered last week in detail, so that's why I'm not explaining right now. But think about how many friends you have, how many computers you have, how many books you have, how many rooms you have. It's a number, right? Pure number. That's integer. And then your title, spelling, like example, email, city, state, address. Those are spelling title. And a price, which is we just talk about, numeric value, right?
Okay.
So far, so good.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes. So, can there be like an optional column
Yes.
which you don't have to fill out?
Yes. So I can add a column later. I'll show you. If I don't write not now, then it becomes optional. If I don't write this, it becomes optional. Means I don't have
So
to enter.
you don't have to enter anything.
Yes, I'll show you.
Okay,
I'll
just
show you,
skip
but
it.
that is it's coming. I'll show you. It's
Okay,
coming.
thank you.
I just want to make sure we understand mechanic part first, because if I continuously add varieties, people might have a little trouble. So that's why I want to make sure people at least walk through first and second step before I take them to third and fourth step. Okay. Now, at this moment, I want you to highlight it and run this and say table created. Created table, right? So make sure you understand there is a comma like that, right? Now, please understand, I'm going to do insert. So what would be the command? Insert into book, right? Values. I say one, title, let's say Java, and author, let's say author is Mike. Mike is the author, and this price is, let's say, $100.20, semicolon, and I can run this command. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this command a couple of times, and I'm going to create multiple books. So you can see that I copy and I create a multiple books. So you can see that I'm creating a multiple books. So you can say 2, and this is SQL, and this is written by Emmy, and this is a $20 book. So SQL $20 book, 20 and 99. So I'm creating multiple commands together. See here, 3. You can do the same thing. So let's say this is PMP book, and it is written. I think those who are not speaking, if you can mute, because we are hearing breathing right now, and we don't want to hear breathing. So please mute yourself in case we are not talking. PMP and written by, let's say, this is like William. And these PMP books are very expensive, $700.10. And if you are looking for 4, that's a business analyst, you're doing that. And business analyst book is written by Ella, and that is only $60.00. So there is a time full $60. So please understand. I highlight this thing. Hello. I highlight it. I did Control C, and then I did Control V. So when I did Control V, I can create Control V. I can copy. You can see I have changed number 1, 2, 3, 4. I change this. Because they all are comma semicolon. I can highlight. Look at here. I can highlight and I can run all 4 commands at the same. So it will insert 4 records. Make sense? I can highlight and run all at once. Remember one thing, you have changed sequence. So if there's a problem, it won't run. But if it is no problem, it will insert all 4 records. So there's a problem. Something I violated. What did I violate it right now? It says unique constraint violated. Oh, okay. So it's 3. So it seems like the first record was inserted by me. I don't know why. So looks like it's inserted successfully. Now if I go to select start from, if I say select start from book, and if I run this command, I should see all my 4 records. I will see my 4 records. And yes, I can see all my 4 records. Now there is a shortcut. When you say star, it means all columns. So there is a shortcut. You don't have to write. So when you say star, it's a all column from book. And you can see all rows which you are inserted. So whatever rows I inserted, 4 rows I inserted, all 4 rows I'm able to see here. You can also run this command, highlight this thing and run it as 1. Make sure you have proper 1, 2, 3, 4, everything is proper, and then you run at once. Once it's done, then you highlight this command, select command, and run. The star stands for all columns. Star stands for all columns. Yes.
How do you see the tables? Because all I see is rows inserted.
Sorry.
How do you see the table? How can I find the table? This table.
Yeah, this command. Select star from book.
Okay, thank you.
So far, everyone doing good? Ask yourself question how within like a 45 to 1 hour you are comfortable, because we did 3 exercises. Yes or no? Overall in this class you're gonna do more exercise, right? In classroom and in homework, in your project. Guarantee you will understand. But the most important thing, you have to follow the flow. You have to write the commands accordingly. Human nature, when we try to learn one, we want to do 10. And when you jump around, you will not be able to do well. So it's very important that you understand first basic step, because we just started the command. We have not ended yet. We just started. You want to make sure mechanism is clear. We create table first. Second, we insert record, and then we see the result. At this moment, I'm hoping you all are comfortable. Yes or no? Say yes. Yes. The star means, what is star means? All columns. Now, let's say I want to find, hello. See here. Let's say I want to find which one is the maximum price we have. We have book. Which book is the most expensive? Right? So through command we want to see. Through command. Make sure you pay attention on screen. There are commands you're going to learn. Okay? And the best way to learn command is type it. So first, let me show you. What is our intention? Find the maximum price. Find the maximum price. The command is select. Find means select. Find means select. Then max, in parentheses, write price from book. And if you run it, it will tell me which book is the most expensive in our table. So you can see max is the function, and price is the column. So using this column, max is going to give me the most expensive book in my table. Pretty easy. Do you agree? Most of the students, when they go in interview, they ask this question, like max, mean, count. This is the most popular question, and I have seen many times students say, wow, that was an easy question, because they have done it. So max means it gives the maximum price, but if you want to find the minimum price, what are you going to do? Mean. So let's do it. So if you want mean price, you can say select, please type mean price from book. And if you run it, you will get that command. So you can see minimum price. You can see now minimum price. Right? See, learning should be so much fun when you understand how it works. These are the functions. As you go further, you will learn multiple functions. But you can see these are natural functions, mean, max. If somebody says how many books you have, how many books you have, how many means you're counting, yes or no? So the command is count. So you're going to run this command. Copy this, highlight this, and copy it, Control V. So you highlight like this and do Control C. Control C means copy. And then you do Control V, and instead of mean, say count. What are you going to say? Count. And if you do so, it's going to tell you how many books you have. I have total 4 books. So count commands give you how many books you have. Max command will give you maximum and minimum price. If you want to know total cost of my books, total cost, because total cost means books 1 plus books 2 plus books 3 plus books 4. So what should we do? So there is a command here called sum. So this will do addition of all books price, and it will give me the total cost for the books. So we have price here, right? We have price column. Each book has a price. And what it will do, it will add and then it will give me total. So this is the total cost of our bookstore. The command is sum. Make sense or no? Any questions so far?
Hey,
Working?
Tushar,
Yes.
like for example, when we are working in a company where there is a large database, lot of information already created, we just want to select and run and extract some data for ourselves. We can use still live SQL, or we have to log in into some different way where the data exists.
So think about that. Your partner has a BMW. Which car would you drive? Which car would you drive? It is question. Your partner has a BMW. Which car would you drive? It is.
Yeah, like
Tell me.
business partner, or like in a
Anyone. This is very simple question I'm asking. If your business partner or partner has BMW, which car would you drive?
I'll have to ask him to give me BMW.
If they give you key, which one would you drive?
BMW.
Simple. So your answer, your question has answer. If your company uses Oracle, then you use Oracle database to use your command. If your company uses SQL Server, then you use SQL Server. But the command will work exactly like this. Where you are running, may little change. Just like your driver, steering and pedal, little bit change, car to car, but it won't change everything. So if you are doing Oracle right now, company might have internal Oracle. If they're using Oracle Cloud, you can use exactly like that, or they're using different way, but they will help you establishment initially that, hey, this is the way you connect. Once you connect, you start writing SQL command. So for you, command will not change. Maybe door will be different, maybe key will be different, maybe steering will be different a little bit here and there, but you don't have to take a new driving license for BMW and then Mercedes. Yes or no? Once you have driving license, that's it. You can drive any car. So you are learning a driving license called SQL command. It works for almost all 140 database in the world. So you're not learning Oracle, you're also learning SQL commands, which works in all database. And company to company, there will be little flavor, but it will work exactly like this. Good. Okay. Now I'll show you something interesting. You may like it. Select start from book. Run this command, but it shows me all books. Yes or no? Now, sometimes you want to find out a particular book. So how would I find out a book title which has SQL? So please follow me. First, when you write this, I want you to pay attention because this is important. After break, we're going to do this exercise more often. When you write select, means you're reading. When you say star, means you're saying all columns. When you say book, that's your table. So if this table has 100 million records, how many? Then it will show 100 million here. Yes or no? It's going to take a long time. Like when you call, they will ask you certain thing, maybe your phone number, your email, your address, and through that they find you. Yes or no? So right now I know my book title is SQL. How do I find it? So there is a structure. Please pay attention. So if you want to find something, you have to use command. You have to use clause called where. Speak with me. Where. So select start from book. Select start from book. You still have to use, but you have to add a clause where title. So title is the column. Title is the column equals to what we know, SQL. Make sure you write appropriate case. Lowercase means lowercase. So this where command will filter only this row and will show the result. Make sense or no? So let's do it. So before semicolon, you write where title, which is your column, equals to single quotation SQL. And now if you highlight and run, you're going to get that particular book. And that I think they have stopped or what? Yeah, why my it's not working, they have stopped, right? Yeah, so I want to copy this thing command. Let's do control C. So you can copy, highlight. So before it disappear, because they might have a restart going on, right? So do control A. So do control A. Control A, it means select all. Control A, select all, and control C. C means copy. Control A, control C. So you're selecting, and then in your machine notepad you can copy that command, so you will not lose any of the command. So let me repeat again. Control A means select all. Control C means copy it, and then go to your notepad. If you don't know where to notepad is, just search NOTEPAD, notepad, search in your machine notepad, and open the notepad. Open the notepad, and then you paste your command through control V. Control V. Control V. If you don't have a notepad, you may want to go to your email, and you can paste in your email control V, and then email yourself, so the command will not disappear. I will add all this command in Google Class, so that's where you will have access to all commands. Make sense, sir? Now, I think they are going to construct. I'm sorry, they're going to maintenance. I'm hoping that it will be coming back soon, but seems like that. Oh, it works. So it works now. Right? Run again. So it works now. So if I run it now, you can see I can run the SQL command. Highlight and run.
Mine was all highlighted.
No, don't highlight all.
Yes.
Highlight particular line like this. When you say not working, there should be an error or anything.
No.
It means, yeah. So if the system is down, let's say if I do here PMP, and if I run this thing, right? I see right now it's not coming because it's like going through that. But if it works, I should get the PMP only, right? Because I am searching a title, and the title match with PMP, I should get the result. Make sense or no? So in interview, people will ask, how would you narrow down rows? So let's understand. Please understand two things. These are columns. These are columns. But here your rows. Please pay attention. Here your rows. So rows perspective, if you want to select a particular row, then you have to use where clause. Then you use the column which you know about it, and then you can search. So let's example, if I know price, so instead of title, I would use price here. And instead of PMP, I would use price number like this. And I can search a particular row based on the column and value. Make sense or not? So right now, seems like they're going through maintenance. Let me see last time it works or no. Seems like they're going through maintenance, not a problem. We will come back, and we are kind of at that time of the break. But I want you to remember this command, control A. Control A means select it. Control C means copy it and kept it in your notepad or your email, right? Now we are going to take a break for 10 minutes. I'm hoping the maintenance will be done by 10 minutes, and then we'll continue. We'll do all exercise again with a different way. So that way you can understand. But good news, you understood the mechanics. Okay, so let's take a 10 minutes break and we'll come back. So let's take a 10 minutes break and we'll be back. Welcome back. I just want to run my command and see if that is still working.
It's not.
Oh, went back. Now it says session ended. That's fine. So we can re-log in. Guys.
So we have to come out of it?
No. First, before you come out, you can do control A. Remember we talk about control A, control C, so that you will have it, right? So before you come out, you do control A, control C. Hello. Before you come out, you do control A, control C, and we can try, because your data might disappear if you don't do it. So I do control A, control C, and then I keep it myself as a piggy bank, right? And control V. So I have everything I have everything, right? Now, if please understand, if you run this thing, hello, you have to see on the screen. If you run this command, you have to see, guys, you have to see on the screen, otherwise you will not understand. If you run the command and you get this error, session has ended. I want you to understand that. So this is the cloud, please pay attention. In a cloud, we are using Oracle server here. So there is the Oracle server is in cloud. And you, me, and everyone is called client. Okay, we are a client. And we are using our internet, and through internet, we are connecting to the server. So all of us are connecting to the same server. But when I run my command, you cannot see my command, and I cannot see your command, because we all have a session. Session means small partition. Your command only you can see, my command only I can see. So when you say session ended, means your established connection is ended. So you have to relog in, right? You need to relog in. So how do we relog in? Very simple. Go to browser and write Oracle SQL Live. Go to browser and write Oracle SQL Live. Oracle SQL Live and press enter. So when you press enter, same concept, you are already here. Remember Oracle Live SQL. When you search it, you are here, right? And when you click on that, it will take you there. And now click on sign in. So once you come in, you need to sign in. Make sure you sign in. And when you sign in, it will give you Hamburger menu. And if you click on that, you can go to SQL worksheet. SQL worksheet. And when you go here, you're an editor. Make sense? If you have done a Control A, Control C, you can do Control V here and all commands will come back. Make sense? The problem here, hello, please listen to me, because when you are doing homework, you will need help. So it's important you listen to me. When you do Control A, Control V, you got this, but this is a new session. Because we are doing all command, listen carefully, because we are doing all command with semicolon, I can run all at once if it works. So what I need to do, Control A, and if I click run, all it will run. So it's running right now. That's why it's very important that you do semicolon. You can see it, all command run. You guys agree? It ran all command, and I see my PMP data at the bottom. Right? It's pretty easy. Yeah. Right? Control A, Control C, then do and highlight and run it. All of them. Control A, highlight all, and then run it. It will run everything. This is powerful. Yes or no? All at once, and you're back to business. You don't have to write again each and every command. You just run all. So this is called script. We call script. Script means multiple commands at the same time. They may ask in interview, do you know how to load multiple data? You can run the script. Right now, all those commands, one command, second command, third command, all commands together create a script. Make sense? So far, so good. People on phone, any questions so far?
No question.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we have 25 members, so pretty good. Awesome. Now, let me jump into my forum. I want all of you to pay attention, guys. Make sure you pay attention. Right now, all those commands I was teaching here, it's all written, well written in a forum. So let me walk you through how you can go to forum. So first of all, relax. You don't have to do any command, just see here, because your homework is coming from this. I want you to pay attention here, because when you do homework, you should have confidence to do homework rather than struggling. Make sense or no? So Infotech is our website, which I think all of you know. In there, about us. So first, our website Infotech, right? In Infotech, we have about us and in forum. So if I click on forum, many of you are already signed up. If you have not signed up, you do need to sign up, right? Now, if I go to database, big data and database management. This is our category. If I click on the category, then today I added this command category called SQL command. So if I click on it, I can see all my commands. Make sense? So far we have covered these tables. Create table. Any questions with create table? No, right? Then we did information how to insert command. Do you guys agree? Yeah. Then we kind of started using star. We had done change the position of the column and we saw the result, right? And then we created another student table. Make sense or not? Then we insert again student data. Then we did another book and we did that. So basically we were doing this thing. Now we're going to do master exercise, and that exercise will prepare you for homework. Now you will do with your group. Remember last week we created a group. If you do not have a group, please speak up. I'll add you in the group. People should talk to each other through our WhatsApp. So we do have a WhatsApp group. You connect that and then you go through your group. If you do not have your group member information, tonight we can discuss and we can plug you in. So you can have a working session with your group. These are all warm-up exercise, because more you work with your group, then project will be a lot easier. You will do all the exercise, and when you complete this thing, I give you homework. The homework part, you are going to create table. You know how to create table now. This time you are going to use multiple columns, but there is one column called date column is here, which we did not cover. I'll cover that, right? So something like big, I will cover an exercise right now, so you get an idea. After you create table, you're going to insert record. So you know how to insert record. So you're going to insert record one by one. Each record you're going to insert. Make sense? So once you insert record, then you will run these commands. And you will learn this command. This will prepare you for SQL commands. And this is the part 1. We have not covered in detail. Part 1, tonight homework is this. Questions? Everyone is clear with the questions? Oh, sorry, homework aspect. Again, this is the group homework. What does it mean? Each group, only one person has to submit. So like example, we have 4 groups. I just need a 4 submission. Those who are not knowing groups, we can plug you in tonight's group. So before we go home around 9 o'clock, we'll discuss about, hey, if I don't have a group, we'll plug you in the group. But remember, there is an effort required. We do have a WhatsApp group. You can join to the WhatsApp group and then you can communicate and then you can go to your subgroup, and that is perfectly fine. But if you don't communicate and you expect the entire group will communicate to you, sometimes too high up expectations. It has to be both sides. Sounds good? Okay, so now let's go back to Oracle Live. We'll do some more exercise. So right now, I have student table, I have car table, and I have book table. Yes or no? Yeah. And sometimes I make mistake. So if I want to remove the table, how I should remove the table? So if your table, which has a columns and it has a rows. So if you have columns and rows, and if you want to remove the table, there is a command called drop. Speak with me. Drop. Drop command you only use when you made a mistake. Let's say example, listen. You create a table with 2 columns. You created tables with 2 columns. Henry, hello? Please, it's important thing, right? These are the things that are important. That's why I want to make sure you pay attention. They will ask in interview, what is the drop command? So when you create table, you create a column. When you insert record, you add rows. So table, column, and rows. Drop command delete everything. So drop command remove table, columns, and rows at once, and there is no undo. The drop command is a very powerful command which removes everything. So your data will be gone, your table will be gone, your column will be gone. So there is an interview question. Please pay attention. I really want all of you to pay attention because it's a lot of fun we can have, but we want to make sure we have a lot of knowledge. Okay, very important part. So in interview, these questions are very popular question. Drop, truncate. I want you to pay attention. Okay, 2 minutes it will take. Truncate, and delete. And delete. So first of all, what's the difference? So drop command, drop table is gone, column is gone, and row is gone at once. It's gone, and there is no undo. There is no undo. Clear? So table is gone, column is gone, rows are gone, data is gone, everything is gone. There is no undo. It's very fast. Truncate command. Table will remain there. Column will remain there. Only rows will be gone. Rows will be gone. It's fast, but you cannot do undo. So what it remove? It only removes rows. I'm making sense here. Very simple, easy language I'm talking. It's very popular question here. So truncate command only remove all rows, but very fast. If you have million rows, instantly it will remove all millions. Instantly. But there is no undo. Delete command. Table will be there. Column will be there. It deletes row one by one. It deletes row one by one. And you have an undo option. You do have an undo option, but it is very slow. Very slow. So first of all, which one is slow? Delete. In delete, it will delete one at a time. So if you have millions, it can take weeks or months. Make sense or no? So if you have 50 million records, would you use delete command or truncate? Truncate. If you want to delete everything, drop. If you want to delete all rows, truncate. And if you want to delete only one row, and if you want to undo, you want undo capability. You know everything. 90% students do not know the difference between these three in a real life. So why truncate? Listen carefully. Why truncate and delete has so different? Truncate only remove rows, but it is fast. And delete also remove rows, but it's very slow. What's the difference? The difference undo capability. So if delete command, what it does, listen carefully. Before it deletes, it keeps that thing in a safe. And then it deletes. So if you want to undo, it has a capability. So it is an overwork, right? Every command you try to delete, it keep a copy. Are you going to undo? It can do undo. And because that extra activity it has to do, it's become a slow. But truncate commands, who cares? Delete everything because there is no undo capability. So think about that. If you are destroying something, you can destroy anywhere. But if you want to reuse something, you will be careful, yes or no? Because if you break something, you cannot use it. So it's very important when you want to reuse. So delete command is a reuse. It goes slow. You have to be careful. Delete command, you have capability to undo. Only delete command has. But drop and truncate, it's fire and forget. Clear? Many times I ask this question also in interview, and I have seen most students struggle. They all say, oh, they are same. Drop command works on table. It drop tables. Does truncate command drop tables? Sorry, remove the tables? No, it just remove rows. So the difference between truncate and delete is speed. Makes sense or no? Delete does one at a time and truncate does all at once. Because truncate does not need to remember which row we are deleting, and there is no undo capability, so truncate goes fast. Good. So now we are going to do a big exercise. Let's work together. So let's create a table. Create table. We're gonna create table EMP. Keep it like that. Yeah. Create table, and we'll say parenthesis and semicolon. And we'll say ID. This time I'll keep optional and everything, so you will understand the things which I'm doing. Please type correctly and make sure you follow. So ID, integer, primary key, first name, varchar, 30, not known, email, varchar 30 unique city varchar 30, and I'm not giving not null. So this is the optional. Country. Sorry, let's do birth rate. BOD or DOB? Date of birth? DOB, right? So we'll say date, right? Date, and we can say default sys date. So we use unique, we use not null, we use optional, and we'll say salary, and we'll say numeric. We'll say 7, 2. Let's do 9, 2. So everyone knows that you can always use different. And salary is also required, so not null. Right? Once you complete that, you highlight and you run it and see if it works. And it works. Take time, make sure you type correctly. There's a comma, sysdate. Default sysdate means if I don't enter, it will take current date. If I don't enter, it will take current date. Default means current date. So whenever I say, let's example, if I know I live in USA, so I can say default country is USA, so default. Everything else, unique means email should not be duplicate. Yes or no? So I use unique constraints. So these are constraints. So one constraint is the primary key. Second constraint is not null, means required. Unique means no duplicate. Default is also constraint. So these are constraints which will help you to have a good quality of data. DB constraint helps you to have a good quality of data. So you're not allowed to have duplicate emails. If you don't enter date, it will take us current date. So it's like that. So it's kind of nice. No, but type, listen, when you're listening, right? You're typing. You're just listening, right? No multitasking? Huh? No multitasking? Yeah, sysdate means current date. It will take automatically system current date. System date, current date. So if I don't enter date, it will take current date. Highlight and run. Good, everyone is doing good. You see this slowly and steadily, we have more columns. We have more constraint. Unique means only unique. We have sysdate. We can also cover like coming class like check constraint and all. We're going to learn a lot, trust me. I just need your involvement that, slowly, step by step, because I taught this thing maybe thousands of times, right? I myself, I do various database I work in, I'm DBA, so I can go in that detail you want. But there's a learning curve. We want to make sure slowly and steadily we can climb, so everyone feel comfortable, right? Highlight and run it. Only highlight this command, okay? Only highlight this command and run. So when you run, you highlight only this command and run. If you have error, see which line you have error, and whenever you have error, compare one by one, line by line, like that. Make sense? In case if you made a mistake, you can see it. But after you create table, listen carefully. After you create table, let's say you made a mistake here in spelling, you cannot correct that. So in that case, you have to drop table and recreate it. So if I want to drop table, I will write this command like this: drop. I'll say drop table and emp. I'll write this command like this: drop table emp. First I write and I run this command. When I run, it will drop the table and then I'll recreate it. So if I make a mistake like spelling mistake here, then I can write drop table emp. Why emp? Because that's my table name. So first I have to drop it and then fix the mistake and recreate again. Make sense or no? So drop table name and then recreate this thing in case you made a mistake. I'm hoping that table is created. Good. Awesome. Now let's insert some record. We'll insert 5 records so we can play around. 5, 6 record maybe. So we'll say insert into EMP values. First is always Tom, and the second is email, Tom, single quotation, Tom at abc.com, city, Hamburger, oh sorry, single quotation, Chicago. Date of birth, I can enter date of birth, specific birth I would say, so in order to write a format properly, so 01, so I'll say John 1990. So that's the format you write date. And salary, so here I will say 50,090 cents and semicolon. Make sure you first run one command and see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, we have to fix it. But good news, it works. Good news, it works. Take time, make sure you follow the format correctly. You will have no problem.
We are following as mentioned in the table.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
ID and then first.
Yeah,
and then
position
PPP,
sequential.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. If you are able to complete that, just enter 5, 10 records. Enter your friends, family members, different date, different year, different salary. Just enter 5, 6 records. Because once you enter first record, you know how to copy this command and change it. First is the primary key. Make sure the uniqueness, follow that. You will not. If you have error, it means you made a mistake. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to change this. So I can copy this command, Control C, and I can do Control V, and I can have second person also. Go easy. Add a couple of more records.
All right.
Not this way. So I'll show you how to do so. Yeah. But you're right now, let's enter the date because this will help you. So Kevin, xyz.com, anything you can write. Some people are in Detroit, some people are in New York, just add like that. This is what we are doing is called data entry. And data entry itself is a skill people use, especially if you're going for medical billings, banks. These are data entry, means you're entering data, right? Most of the banks, most of the healthcare, they do this kind of data entry. Make sure each time when you write the command, highlight and run that. So you have line by line run. Yep, you're right. Have a couple of people in Detroit, have a couple of people in New York, have a couple of people in different things like that, and highlight and run it. We need 5, 6 records, so please do so. You see how easy it is? After few, you will be comfortable. Remember, commands get easier when you practice more. And that's why it's very hands-on, very practical.
You can also add multiple addresses.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah, if I would do that reason because if you make mistake unnecessary, you have trouble. So if you run successfully, just go further. So you can see I wrote quite a 5 records easily. I'll give few minutes so you can also complete that. You guys are doing great, okay? Because today is the first day and you are doing amazing job. Remember, it's all about, yeah, I'll do my later on sequence auto number. So insert few records. Good, good. Yeah, just changing a little bit. Make sure the primary key is unique. You cannot use the same number again. And then once you insert, go to second, third, fourth. Now the fun part will start because you have so many easy and interesting commands you're going to learn in a few minutes. You don't have to enter too many records, but at least a few records should be good enough. If you have 5 records, that's good. Can I count? Everyone has a 5? Okay. Now, while you're writing this, commands and all, we are right now focusing on select command. I would 60% I will complete tonight, and rest of the select command will cover next week. So next week also will be a lot easier because you have already done heavy lifting tonight. So first thing first, there is 2 words I'm going to talk about. Okay, I'm going to talk about 2 words. I want you to pay attention for those words because these are also important interview question. Selection and projection. I want you to understand these 2 words. Projection. So projection means what columns you want to select. Projection means what column you want to select. When you display the result, what column you want to select. So somebody say, what is projection? Projection means what column you want to select. Clear? Because you have 20 columns. Sometimes you may have 2000 columns. Do you need all 2000 column all the time? Maybe not. You pick column and that's called projection. Clear? So projection apply on columns. And selections apply which row you want to select. So selection is all about row level. So selection is on row level, projection is on a column level. Make sense? So if I say I want this column and I want this column, so what I'm doing, selection or projection? Projection. And if I say I want this row and this row, am I doing selection or projection?
Selection.
Are we clear? Because this is very important thing. Selection means I'm selecting rows, and projection means I'm displaying the columns. Okay. So now I want you to relax for a few minutes. I will give myself a question and then you help me. Okay. You're not writing command, you are helping me to write a command. It will be very easy when you slowly understand. So don't type, you will answer me. Okay. Let's say I want to select ID, name, first name, ID, first name, and salary. What would be the command? ID, first name, and salary. What would be the command? Selection. Select. Ask yourself question. I want ID. I need ID, first name, and salary. ID,
Salary,
first name,
first name,
and salary from
EM.
EM, right? Yes or no? So right now what I did is I selected, oops, sorry, first spelling is wrong, right? What I just did is I selected 3 columns. So you can see based on these 3 columns, I'm seeing my 3 columns, but I'm selecting all rows. Why don't you write this?
select all IDs.
There is no command called all.
No, I mean asterisk.
If you do asterisk, then there is no selection or projection, right? There is no projection because it will take everything. Why would you cherry pick the column? Because if you have more column, it's going to take time. So you can cherry pick the column, and this is your projection. Make sense? But now I don't want all rows. I want a person who at least make 50,000 or more. Listen carefully. I want a rows which make 50,000 or more. So 50,000 or more means I will not see this, yes or no? So how do I write the command? So I can have my projection like this, but my selection has to be, salary has to be greater than 15,000 or more.
Where salary.
Very good. So first of all, I need to use where clause. Whenever I use selection means I'm selecting rows. I need to use where. And I need to ask, what do I know? So column name is salary. And what is the condition? 50,000. Make sense or no? So if I run now, I can see now I have applied both things. Projection, what I want to show, and selection after where clause, which is condition. And that condition select a rows. So this is a selection. Make sense? Because I know the salary is the column and 50,000 is the value. So if this condition is matching, then those rows will be showing up here. And the column which I cherry pick. Make sense or no? Right? Now, if I want to know how many are making less than 20,000, how many are making less than 20,000? How many? So what is the projection here? How many? What is the projection?
Select count.
Very good. Why they thought count? Because projection is a number. I'm projecting number. How many? Many means
Count.
Many means count. So let's see here. So first of all, select count star. So it means I'm counting. How many? Whenever I say how many, I'm saying count. From, what is the table name? EMP. But then there's a selection also there. What is the selection here? Where salary has to less than 20,000. Yes or no? So I want to see how many people are making less than 20,000. So you can see, sorry, my mistake. Salary, that's a column name. So if I run now, so I have one person making less than 20,000. So this decides my selection. This decides my projection. Projection means what do we show to the user? Make sense? What do you show to the user? Now, if I ask you, listen carefully. I ask you to show only employee 1 and 3. So employee 1 and 3, how would I display? See, I want to display 1 and 3 because every employee has ID, yes or no? I want ID 1 or ID 3 to be displayed. So how do I display that?
Instead of where salary, you can put where.
So first of all, if I want all details, I'll say star. What is star here? Projection. Wakash, make sure you see here. Yes, yeah. So select star. Select star means all. This is your all column you're gonna see from EMP. But I want to select 1 and 3 employee. So what would be the command now? where
where ID
ID
is
equal to 1 or ID equal to 3. So if I do that, I'm going to get, sorry, no, one second. From is missing. Yeah, this way. Spelling mistake, you see, every time I spelling mistake, it gives me clue here. So now highlight it here. And if I run it, you get that. So you are using OR here. Ask yourself question at the same time, how many names you can have? So how many IDs I can have as an employee? So if I use AND, can I have 2? So that's why I don't use it, right? I can have 1 or 3, but I cannot have 1 and 3, right? At the same time, I can't because it's not. So AND normally you do horizontal. So if you want to do AND, horizontal. So you can say that first name is Tom and city is Chicago. But when you do this way, you normally do OR. This one is AND. Make sense? This command can be written in multiple ways. So I want to show you here. Please pay attention. I don't want you to do right now because similar thing you will do in a homework. So I want to see, make sure you understand that. So I use OR operator, right? Now let's say same command I can write in multiple ways. Whichever you like, you can use it. So first of all, select start from EMP, where ID in, this is the in operator, in, and in parentheses, you can say 1, 3. This is what normally I write because it's more readable, easier. Same result you will get, right? So in is much more simple. You guys agree? See how easy it is? Select star from EMP, where ID in 1, 3. Let's say if my manager says, show me 1, 5, and 3. What should I do?
In 1, 5, 3.
Yes or no? So you are seeing that if I need a 5, I can just use comma. Here, I have to do or, it's going to be complicated. Make sense of it? Right? So having this is easy. Let's say your manager says, show me all employees who are either Chicago or Detroit. So what should be the command? Help me. Chicago or Detroit? Select star from EMP where city equals to Chicago or city Detroit, right? Or city Detroit. I can use this one. This is one way, right? And if I do, so I can see many. I can also use in, right? So what's the command in that? Select star from EMP where city in, but I need to use single quotation.
Chicago.
Detroit.
Detroit.
Order doesn't matter here.
Yeah.
Detroit, comma, Chicago. Can I use without single quotation? No, because it's a spelling, right? I will get the same result. Was it hard? Any questions here? Similar thing I'm asking in your homework, right? See, if you are paying attention and watch the recording, then homework will not take more than like 30 minutes. And these 30 minutes will, give you a lot more confidence when you come next week. But if you don't do homework and come next week walking, what will happen? Your confidence will be different. And then there is a gap will happen, right? So the gap we create. If you do homework, there will be gone. Now let's say if your manager say, I don't want 1 and 3, but show me from 1 to 3. What does it mean? 1 to 3 versus 1 or 3? What is 1 to 3 means?
So 1, 2, 3
and 3
include.
So I can add 2 here. But what if my manager says, show me 1 to 10,000? In that case, what am I going to do? 1 to 10,000. It's pretty bit difficult to add all those 1,000, right? So then there is a special thing called between. Speak with me. So I'm going to show you between. You may like it. So first of all, select star. What is star means?
All data.
Star means
All
columns, not data. All
columns.
from
EMP.
where ID between. Why? When should I use between? When the range is pretty big. The range is pretty big. 1 to 1000, which is pretty big. So it's a between 1 and 1000. So in our case, we don't have 1000. So I'll say 4, just for example, 5, doesn't matter. If I run that, it's gonna pick all those columns. You can see that, yes or no? If I make 2 to 5, you will understand, maybe 3 to 5, you will understand 3, 4, 5 will show up. Pretty good. So this is also very popular command between, if you want to get certain range, and the range is pretty big. If you want particular item, in might be better. But if your range has a millions of items, it's a good idea to use between. Yes or no? Make sense? If somebody asks, tell me how many people are in Chicago, what would be the command? How many people are in Chicago?
Count star from EMP
From
EMP where
where city is Chicago. City equals Chicago.
Chicago. Very good, guys. Very good. Trust me, I'll tell you a small story. Means you may get inspired. When I studied Oracle through book because we did not have software. Oracle 5 through book only. I read the book, I see the command and think about what will be the result. You have computer, you will do real exercise, right? But the magic happened in 1996, 1997, when the SAP, which we call SAP right now, right? SAP came. At that time, there was 3 languages required if you want to come to America. One is the COBOL. Second is there's a special language we call ABAP, Advanced Business Application Programming, ABAP, which is very similar as a COBOL plus Visual Basic. And third was Oracle. And I studied Oracle through book. And now this guy said, if you don't know Oracle, you cannot come to USA. And magic starts because there is a reason to come to USA because that was a dream. And now you need to cross 3 things: COBOL, ABAP, and Oracle. Trust me, almost all of us, means whoever taking training on SAP that time, we studied Oracle. Very simple. And in interview, they only ask this kind of question. Can you believe that? And when you answer 2 or 3 questions, you answer, you're hired, you're hired, you're hired, because it was so required that you know COBOL, you're hired. Oh, you know Oracle, higher salary. It's a significant demand was. Even today, people ask such kind of question during interview. I was very blessed that I had an opportunity to learn SAP and then Oracle, and these are the commands they ask. Next command. This command is a little tricky. I want you to pay attention. Little tricky. I want to know who is making maximum salary. I want to know who is making maximum salary. So what should we do?
Star from EMP.
It won't work. It won't work. It won't work. It will cry. So here, I have a trick here. Listen carefully. How much you know, you're too important. Listen. This is easy. In 2 minutes, you will understand. What's the question? Find out who is making. Find out who is making maximum salary. So first of all, they give a clue, maximum salary. So what would be the command to get the maximum salary? Select max salary from EMP. So this is the clue they give, maximum salary. We got it? But what is the ask? Who is making? So that's a 2 query. First, find this thing. Is easy. And then on top of that, write another query like this. Select star from EMP where salary in, and put everything in parentheses. Please pay attention, 2 minutes and you will be fine. Let me do this way so you can easily understand. I'm trying to make it easy so you can see that. Like this. salary. Okay. So what is happening here? Please pay attention. It will be easier. So this is called two query. First query, if I run this query, it gives me maximum salary. Yes or no? That will run first. And automatically this number which you see here, this number automatically return in case of this value. And then it will run this command, select start from EMP where salary is this. So this is called child queries. This is a child query and this is the parent query. So please understand. If I run this thing, I get this number. Do you agree or not? If I copy this number, please pay attention. And if I put here, and if I run this query, I can find out the person who is making maximum salary. Yes or no? But I cannot hard code this thing. I cannot hard code this thing because tomorrow if somebody hired, he might have different salary. So if I run this, it means it will go to this table, get the maximum salary, and then it will run this query. So if I run this thing, now I get that. So here, how many queries are? Two queries. First query always run to get the maximum salary. And then second query is this, which use this thing with in operator and find out who has the maximum salary. Make sense or no? Now, tell me who is going to make minimum salary? How should I get? Me. Was it hard at all? If I run this now, min salary. If I ask how many people are making less than average salary, what would be the command?
Less than average salary?
Yes.
Okay. Select count star from EMP.
So instead of in, what should I do?
Count.
Less than. Right? Instead of in, what should I do? Less than. And instead of mean, what should I do?
Count.
AVG.
Average.
AVG stands for average. Now you can see this is the people are making less than average salary. These people are going to be angry. You know why? Because they are making less than average salary. Do you agree this is the child query? Do you agree that where you are using where salary less than and in parenthesis you put it, so that parenthesis query will run, get the number and then run it. Now after seeing this, if I ask you one more question, listen carefully. I'm changing the projection. What was the first question? Who is making max salary? Who is making in this? Who are making less than average salary, right? But if I change the question a little bit, how many are making less than average salary? So what should I do?
Salary.
Give me a hint. What should I do?
Count.
So where should I count?
Instead of staff.
Salary count.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
I need to put it here. Remember, projections is very important. So count. Why count? Because I'm more interested in number. So I'm going to use count here. Now you can see here, instead of saying record, it's going to give me number 2. Pretty good. Right? These are more important. Now, let's see here. Select start from EMP. If I do that, I get the result. But I want to give result in order. I want to give a result in order. So what does order means? So like example, I want to start, please see here. I want to start salary A to Z. A to Z means like start with minimum and then maximum, then maximum, then maximum. So start with low and go to high. Or A to Z, start with A and then Z. Or Z to A. So this is called order, sorting order. Okay, so I want to do that. So first of all, how I can do that? So first, this is very common. You know that, right? When you do that, you're not going to get order. But if you are interested in organizing data based on salary, then you write here space, speak with me, order by. Order. It's okay to speak. Order. And then column name, salary. So by default, it will do ascending. Start with low, go to high. So you can see, start with low, go to high. Make sense or no? Easy, easy. Start with low. It doesn't matter how you enter. It will automatically adjust it. It doesn't matter how you enter it automatically. So start with low to high. But if you want to do reverse, start with high to low. What should I do? So this one, when you do order by salary, it by default it is ascending. By default it is ascending. Ascending means start with low to high. If you want to reverse, just write here forward DESC. DESC. DESC stands for descending. So you can now see, run it, and you can see now it starts with high and it goes low. Make sense? Start with high, and then low. So let's do here. I want to bring all my employee with alphabet number A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What should I do?
Instead of salary,
First, and I want alphabet, so I can remove this, or I can write ascending. Ascending means A to Z. A to Z. So if I run now, ME will come first. Do you see that? A, and then K. But if I want to do reverse, what should I do here? Descending. So what is the command? DESC. So if I do that, it's going to be reverse. Make sense? Yes. So ascending, descending is for order. Do you guys agree? If I want to bring like a city first, so city is Chicago. Let's do it. So what should I do here? City. So you can see here, if I run the city, I get those Detroit, and then Chicago, because I did descending, right? Now, if I have Detroit and I want to make sure this ME should come first, what should I do? For Detroit, ME should come first. What should I do? So in that case, please understand, in that case, first I want to order based on city. But then second, I want to order based on first name. Yes or no? So in that case, you just need to do comma first. Now, if you run it, Detroit will be Detroit, but ME will come first. Check it out. Pretty good. Now you will say, why did I add it first here? So what we are saying is, when you order city, if city name is same, then out of these three, order again, and first name, you get it first. So you can see here first name is ME, and then KV, and all. Makes sense? Any questions so far? So far, so good. You guys will do homework, so I want to make sure I prepare you for the homework. Now I'm going to change a question a little bit different. So we have covered select a little bit good for homework, but I want to cover two more commands before we go home. So one is update command to change. Update for change. Now I'm going to show you structure. It will take 5-10 minutes. Okay, just see the structure. You will understand. So first of all, update command structure is like that. Update. What is the table name? EM. That's your always there. Then when you update, there are two things. Something is there and something you want to write it. So example, I want to change Detroit to California. So what is existing? And what I want to change? California. But what is the column name? City. So you write set. Update. Table name. Set. What is the column name? City. Relax and pay attention. Okay. Trust me, I'm teaching very easy way, step by step. Make sure you pay attention. Equals to what you want to write. California. So California. If you do that, if you run this command, so you are saying set city California, everything will be California. Do you want that? No. In that case, you can say where, you have to add where city equals to Detroit. Make sense? So let me do it and you will see it. Okay. First, what is the command? Update. What is the table name? EMP. Sat. What is the column? City. What do you want to write? California. Where city equals to Detroit. Now, semicolon. Please understand what we are saying here. I want to update this table. I want to write this thing. I want to write this thing only where the Detroit is there. So for New York, will it write? For Chicago, it will write. Only it will write for. So these things should change to. Make sense or no? So now I know California is not a city, but we make it here. Okay. Now if I run it, it will update 3 rows. Do you agree? And if I want to see that, how do I see? Select start from EMP. And if I run, I can see. Sorry. Select start from EMP. There is error again. What happened with this guy? Again, maintenance?
Maintenance.
Oh, I think it's been good. Again, maintenance. Everything is been good.
1 week maintenance.
No. Yeah, it can. Make sense? Do you guys agree California is visible and Detroit gone? Say yes or no. Now, what we did here, first of all, table name is crystal clear. Why did I select city? Because there I want to change. And why did I write this thing? This is the condition. Only this condition change is needed. So now listen carefully. I want to increase everyone's salary. I want to increase everyone's salary $100. So what should I do?
Update.
Very good. Very good. Let's start. Update. EMP. Update. Set. Salary plus 100. Make sense or no?
Okay.
And that's it. I don't have to use where clause because I'm increasing everyone's salary. Yes or no? So if I do so, and if I run this, it will update all 5 records. Yes or no? And boom. And if I want to see the command, I can see the salaries are updated. Everyone got 100. Do you guys agree? Questions, concerns so far?
And then if you want to do a specifically for California or
We can.
will write
So,
where.
exactly. So you can use here if you want to, let's say, change for Chicago. So you can say where city equals to Chicago. Make sure in single quotation. In that case, we are going to give another salary increase to Chicago employee. Make sense or no? This is condition.
Okay.
So if I run this command now, it's gonna only for Chicago. And if I run this thing, I can see the result. Pretty good. You can see Chicago guys are very happy because they got 2-time bonus. Wow. Right? Instantly they become rich, right? Yes or no?
And then selecting for multiple cities, right? Chicago, California. Let's say we select.
In.
No. So in the same command, you would like Chicago with semicolon and then comma and then California and comma and so on.
In. You have to do in, right? Remember we talk about in. You can say in like that, Chicago, and then you can add California like that.
We use if for multiple, we use the command in.
Yeah, yes. Now, so you got the idea about update. Now, update is changing. Now let's say I want to remove something. What is the command?
Update.
Delete. How many commands? Select is for read. Select is for update is for change. Insert is for add. And delete is for remove. So delete we are going to do. So let's say I want to delete number 4. So if I want to delete number 4, how you structure it? So first of all, delete. Command is delete. Delete start with from. Delete from. because you are deleting from which table?
EMP.
EMP. But then if you run this thing, everything will be gone. It will. This is called, in America, we call career limited move. Speak with me. Means that day you are gone. You are out. This is like kind of unavoided circumstance. You will be getting a pink slip. Go home, right? Delete from EMP, right? Because it will delete everything. So you may need to be very careful and say where you can say ID equals to 4. And that will delete only that particular row. So check it out. So we're gonna do here, delete from EMP where ID equals to 4. Semicolon. Remember, delete does not use star. Delete does not use star. So if I run that, it will delete one record. Right?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Why isn't the instruction all in one row, in one line? Why do we have set on one line and where on the next line? Why not all on one line?
I thought I mentioned many times for better readability. Okay. You can write it all, but if you write all, you will not know where the problem is. So it's a readable. It's better to read. You can write everything in one line, but because you're writing multiple lines, it's easier to understand, easier to write the command.
One command.
Yeah, because if you write paragraph and you make mistakes versus you write command is different. So ideally, you should write command in a multiple lines, so it's easier for us to understand, easier to debug, because when you do homework, you will know why. Because a simple thing will take hours. Yeah, because this gives line and it gives you clue where the problem is. Can I write one line? Yes. But I always write in multiple lines. And I mentioned many times that the reason we write in multiple lines, so easier to understand, easier to debug. That's the reason we write. Okay, so please understand.
How do we undo?
No, undo I'll cover later, but see here, I delete from, good. Please, after I delete, if I run the select command, the number 4 is gone. Yes or no? Yes or no? All 4 is gone. Let's say I want to delete everyone from California. If I want to delete everyone from California, what's the command? First of all, what's the command? Delete of EMP where C equal to California, right? And when I delete that, it will delete all 3 rows. And if I run this select command, I can see now I have only 1 row. Make sense or not? Do you guys understand? So now, so, yeah, that I have not covered yet because there are special way you can recover. I'll cover that part. Now, let me go back to our homework, right? In our homework, I give you a hint here. See here, remove a book with ISBN 1. So now you are clear. Yes or no? You get idea because you have gone through that. Do you agree? Also, update part. Also, I explain here how to do update. So you can see here, I kind of cover here. Update, how to increase price, how to change this thing. I kind of explain here, right? If you want to do uppercase, lowercase, you can do here also some of the things. Okay. So there are things available. Now, one thing I have not, 2 things I have not covered. I want to quickly cover. Sometimes what happens, like in this table, select start from EMP, I have only 1 record, so I have to live with this. But let's say I have lots of employees and I have no idea. I have no idea who are this, but I know that their email has something like this. You don't know entire email. You don't know the ID, you do not know everything, but you know something they start with and you know something ends with. So example, this starts with T. You know that it starts with T, but you don't know it's Tom, Terry, or team. I don't know. I know it starts with T. So there is a way you can get the data. So first of all, email start with T, or you can say end with M. We can do so. So I'll show you. Very interesting cover. Select start from EMP, where email email like. Email like, because you don't know everything. Equals you use when you know exact thing. But here you don't know exact thing, so you know something. So like, then you say single quotation T percent. So you are saying start with T and percent means anything afterwards. So it can be Tom, it can be team, it can be Terry, it can be Tom, right? So if I run this command, it's going to get me this result because it starts with T. Make sense? You can also say that it has ABC somewhere, or you can say it has end with com. So if you want to write end with com, start with you saw, but if you want end with, then pick percent first, and then you write end com. So if you do that, everything which has a com, it's going to bring it. So if I ask person has a Gmail, then you just write Gmail here. Make sense? So you can find out who are having a Gmail.
Not the com. Then you put percentage after.
You can also do this way. So example, let's say if I want an ABC, then you can do percent. So anywhere ABC, show me that. So if you write percentage later, means end with anything, but start with always T. If you write percent and percent, means start with anything, end with anything, but in the middle somewhere it should have ABC. So if I run now, you will get the same result. Make sense or no? Did you guys enjoy? Yes or no? Say yes. Yes. So before we end our today's session, all those things which I taught, it's in our forum. But you have wonderful homework. Wonderful homework. Almost I covered 90%. There are some things we have not covered, which I'm sure you will figure it out. But before we close the session, I want to make sure you have group members. Because last week we created a group. I'm going to bring this group up.
I'm not in the group.
Yeah, I'm going to add you. So those who do not have a group, see, first of all, many people have a group, and I'm sure you already started working with your group. But if you do not have a group, we can add the group members. So who doesn't have a group? Yeah. So I'll add you once you register. I'll add you.
I
in the
don't.
group.
Rachel doesn't.
Rachel, what happened with Rachel? So Rachel, you will go with the group first. So Rachel, you will go to group first. And how your first name? Mudit. So once you register, you will get that information. So you will add the Mudit, M-U-D-I-T, Mudit. Okay.
Yeah. I have not enrolled yet. Tomorrow I will start registering for this class.
And what's your name, sir?
Murthy.
Murthy. So Murthy, I'll add you here. So as a Murthy will be here. And once I want to make sure everyone understand. Hello, please allow me. This group you're adding here, all of you have WhatsApp access. So WhatsApp access, you can say group 4, give me the link, and then you will start having a separate discussion.